Good morning. I'm going to install a Maxx Air Vent cover. Over the top of our vent that's over the shower. It's morning time, but I'm already sweating. So on our new RV, we took it out on our first trip, and it was a hot one. It was 106 during the afternoon. So when arriving in the afternoon, all the air had been trapped inside of the RV. It was hot in there. And my first thought was, well, how do I maybe have some airflow through the RV? And we stopped at a Buc-ee's. And if any of you have ever stopped at a Buc-ee's in the summertime, it's non-stop RVs going in and out of there. And I realized I was the only RV there that didn't already have one of these Maxx Air. I bet you everybody else looked at me and said, look at that rookie. So basically what this does is it allows you don't want to just have this vent open while driving. The structural integrity, it just won't hold. You'll probably break it up. Plus, if you encounter any rain while you're out there, rain can get down inside. I know it's your shower, but still, we're talking about moisture getting into the RV period. That's not good. So this vent, the way these louvers are designed on the back, so it allows the air to escape, but it's designed to prevent any rainwater from coming in. I like the gray smoky one because it allows me to see if the vent is open or closed from the exterior. They also have a solid black and a solid white. I gotta go get the rest of my tools. I put all of the hardware, all the screws, nuts, bolts, washers into this container because I had to cut them open. I wanted to check to see what size tools I needed. Now I did see online it said to bring a 3/16 inch drill bit to cut through the metal so that your bolt can fit through. But then you need an 11mm socket to put down the nut on top. Also, don't forget a Sharpie. So since I am up here in the morning at pretty much dawn, I noticed that there's some condensation up here. So I went ahead and brought up some towels. I may have to get up on the roof. So help dry it up a little bit and help make sure I don't slip. Towels give me a little traction. There's a little bit of traction to this type of roof, but it's still wet. Don't take any chances with falling off. Poof. Got my drill with a 3/16 inch bit. Got my Sharpie, 11mm socket, and a Phillips head screwdriver. Okay. Now I recommend opening up the vent before you come up here. The cover should sit, it's going to actually sit up just a little bit above it. They thought of everything when they designed this. And you're not going to have to seal this down. If you do, you actually cause more of a problem for yourself. So you wind up with condensation that'll build up in here, and the way that it's designed, it's going to sit slightly above the surface of the roof, and that'll allow any condensation to run down the sides and drain out the sides. If you were to seal it up, you'll trap the condensation inside, and that'll obviously be bad for your RV. All right. First things first, take your Sharpie and you're gonna mark all the holes. You wanna try and get it centered on here. So I need to mark all these holes here. I'm trying to make sure that I'm centered. made all my marks. Now I'm going to take the cover back off. It's time to get out the brackets. So they come with 4 of these brackets. And you're going to mount them in a way like this. So as you can see, that one would be too far, because then I wouldn't be able to drill into the metal there. So I need to use that one. And I can actually use that one there. You want to try to get them as close to these corners here without actually going to the rounded part. Alright, start with this side. Gonna mark my drilling location. Now the bolt that's going to go through the metal is the smaller one. Just double check that 3/16 is right. To me, 3/16 seems a little big. But at the same time, this isn't like wood. We're not trying to thread the screw through. We want the screw to go all the way through the hole. So this should be accurate information. There we go. Got one hole done. Number 2 done. Alright, mark my 2 holes. I'm a little wary on this one because the wiring fan switch is right there. I should just miss it. Famous last words, right? And I missed it. As desired. Okay. So we got 4 holes in there. Let's go ahead and finish up the brackets on this side. Not real fond of being on this roof. It definitely feels not quite strong enough to hold me on there. Brackets over there. So what you want to do is get out your bigger bolts. See, they're flat on the bottom, but they got a square. The square should hold them in place. And you're just going to place these in here for now. We'll come back to that when we actually put down the cover. Okay, so I got a nut and a washer and a small screw. That times 2. Put everything else back. Alright, I repositioned myself, trying to get in there so I can put the washer and the nut on that screw. So we had our first little incident. This nut here, the nut fell down and went behind this lip here. I was prepared to go to Home Depot and get another nut, but when looking at it through the shower, I could actually see it. So I unscrewed one of the screws down there and was able to pull down on the, you call it the shroud of the fan, and I was able to get the nut out. So salvage that situation. This will be the last bracket. Hopefully we can get this done here. Definitely a lot easier going from this angle to put this on. The other side was much tougher. Okay, all 4 brackets in place. Cover's too far away. Whoops. All right, are you still in there? Can you close down the vent? At this point, you want to close the vent down. Thank you. All right, so you should have all of your lag bolts in position. Should be a little loose. As you can see when you tighten them up, the square top there should hold it in place with the bracket. So put the cover on. This is really handy. Being able to see through this, I can look directly through it and line the holes up with the lag bolts. Maybe you want to go solid white, maybe you want to go solid black, but if you can go with this smoke gray see-through one, I highly recommend it. That was perfect. Just making sure all my bolts are straight up and down right now. This one over here is a little loose. Yeah, this is cool. I can see straight through this without having to go over the top of it. Now you got this type of washer right here. Put that down first. That'll help dig into it. And put your 11mm nut. Don't have to tighten everything down first, but if you don't want to lose your parts, go ahead and get them all threaded and on there. I'll come back with the tool in a minute. When I was a kid and I used to work on cars with my grandfather, I actually got to do a head job on a Ford LTD tube. And when I was doing that, they had where they would show you the patterns in which you should tighten the bolts back down on the head afterwards. And ever since then, I have always taken on where I won't tighten everything all the way down. I'll get everything snug and go back. It's funny how we establish little traits like that. Okay, so everything's snug. Snug as a bug in a rug. One thing to keep in mind too, too much pressure on this plastic will crack it. I have experience with cracking plastic like this. So, wanted to put some kind of wrench, see how much torque you're applying. But those little washers, they dig in nice, they apply a pressure, and this thing is secure. Tanya! I don't think she can hear me now that it's closed. I'm gonna open the vent back up. There you go. Open as far as you can go until it stops. All right, that's good. Go ahead and leave it. There we go. So we've got a small gap down around the bottom so condensation can come out. Rain won't get in, so we can actually leave it like this now, and it will help to lower the temperature even when it's just sitting here. Have somewhere for the air to escape out. Alright, I'm going to clean up here, and that was about it. Pretty easy overall. Just a little awkward getting to the other side, since this, you can see, this vent was so close to one side. Easy to do one side, difficult to do the other. Happy camping, y'all. So taking a look inside after I installed the Maxx Air Vent, something else dawned on me. The fact that it's translucent allows it to still have a bit of a skylight-like feature. So that's pretty awesome. You know, it's darker color, so it kind of like a tent. Decrease some of the sunlight coming in. But overall, look at the amount of natural lighting I have in here without any lights on.